I want to talk to you about how to get a business address without an office. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Keyword Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to quickly talk to you about how to get a business address without an office. First of all, let's just define what we're talking about here. Let's clarify the concept. What is a physical mailing address? This is where you receive mails and packages from different mail carriers. So the address could be a typical street address or a PO box address. And entrepreneurs like you with home-based businesses or online businesses can use their home address for business. But with that, it comes in conflict with your security, right? Think about it. Safety, privacy, because you don't want to mingle your business affairs with your personal affairs. And this could also create chaos in managing both your household and your business. So a business mailing address comes in handy when you want your business to go to the next level. So you're trying to segregate personal affairs from business affairs, and this is very important. So when you include, let's say you include your personal residential area, your residential address on business cards, that's not really good. So you want a physical mailing address for your business that you can include on business cards and you can indicate in other business matters. It will also make your business look more professional. And who really needs a mailing address? Let's address the elephant in the room. Now, every one of us needs mailing addresses for any purpose, especially in the online era where everything is online, even shopping is online, right? So mailing address is important for receiving those kinds of packages. And in our research, the entrepreneurs, the people who need business mailing addresses the most are startup business founders, online or home-based business founders, digital nomads and expats, business owners, CEOs or individuals who are involved in multiple businesses, so the multipreneurs, tech company workers, businesses overseas, foreign businesses, individuals. So if you really think about it, basically anyone who will receive any kind of mail or package related to business needs a physical mailing address. So now that we clarify what a physical mailing address is and who needs that kind of address, let's talk about why might you need a physical mailing address. There are a couple of things. We have done extensive research about this, and we found 4 important elements to argue in favor of a physical business address. First, you might want to separate the business address if you want to build credibility with customers, suppliers, and partners. The second reason, if you own an LLC or corporation, if you own a limited liability company or corporation. Number 3, if you are a digital nomad. Number 4, if you are relocating your business or expanding into a new region. So let's talk about the credibility, the first part. Using a separate physical address as your organization's address can make your company look more legitimate and encourage others to do business with you. It's true that self-employed freelancers and entrepreneurs are technically small business owners, and you are certainly skilled at running a successful business. But from a customer's perspective, the image of you operating out of your dining room or from your laptop on the sofa might make your organization seem less professional. And a physical business address that's not the same as your residence can boost your credibility and professionalism and build trust with your customers, suppliers, and partners. If you own an LLC or corporation, your mail needs to go to a physical street address in the same state as where your company was formed. And LLCs and corporations must have a registered agent that maintains regular business hours and can receive official mail. And you can actually act as your own registered agent, but you lose some level of privacy because registered agent information, including their address, is publicly available. So if you run into, let's say you run into, God forbid, you run into financial or legal issues, then a separate address can also be very helpful because taking yourself off of the searchable registered agent database could also significantly reduce the amount of junk mail you get. Because what will happen here is that your registered agent will receive mail on behalf of your business, scan it, and notify you. And you can review your correspondence via email or via a secured portal. If you are a digital nomad, so if you're a traveler who's always on the go and can work anywhere in the world, then maintaining a physical address could be difficult. Even if you do keep an address, accessing your mail as a digital nomad could be difficult when you're trekking cross country or living in an entirely different hemisphere. Okay. And if you're relocating your business or expanding into a new region, let's say you're moving home or you're moving a business from one state to the other, this kind of stuff takes a lot of time, effort, and focus. All right. So it's important to get a separate physical address that helps you deal with problems in terms of allocating your business correspondence to a specific address and allocating your personal mail to a specific address as well. So the big question is, you might be asking, how do you get a business physical mailing address? There are myriad ways of getting a physical mailing address for your online business or your home business, your home-based business. First choice is by leasing a UPS mailbox. And the second option is to lease a virtual mailbox. There are actually four. We have found four options for you. So you can rent at the UPS store. You can rent a virtual mailbox. You can get a PO box from the United States Postal Service, the USPS, or you can rent a co-working space. Obviously, if you're not in the United States, you can actually get a PO box from the Postal Service in your country. All right, the equivalent of the USPS. So let's first talk about renting at the UPS store. So UPS mailbox gives you real street address. They also accept any packages, not just from USPS. So packages are efficiently stored until you pick it up. You'll get a text or email notification with new mail and can have it forwarded to you, whatever you are. And verification are sent to you personally for the added security purpose. And the cool thing here is that UPS has such a great coverage of the United States that there are hundreds of UPS stores, so locating one wouldn't be hard. However, you'll be actually restricted to a specific place to pick up or mail your packages. And this service is not ideal, based on our research, is not ideal if you are regularly touring or working overseas. And UPS Mailbox will provide you a professional look for your business, but it cannot be used on legal matters because it is a virtual space. Very important to note. And a UPS Mailbox can cost you from $20 to $25 per month. So if you have more questions, we showed you before the snapshot of the website. Just go to www.theupsstore.com mailboxes. You get more info there. And ideally, UPS mailboxes are for businesses that are in one place, that are still and will more likely wouldn't travel a lot. And so this type of service is not suitable for digital nomads and other individuals or businesses that move a lot. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about how to get a business address without an office. So the first option was to rent a UPS store. To rent at a UPS store, rather. Second option, you want to consider renting a virtual mailbox. So a virtual mailbox basically allows you to access and control all your mail digitally through an online mailbox. And unlike a UPS mailbox, operations are handled digitally, meaning you can just log into your phone or computer and access all your mails from there. So basically, you can do whatever you want with your mail once you have received it online. It also shows you a scanned version of your package, so it is much easier than ever to look through all your mail without the clutter, really. And one thing we loved with the virtual mailbox is that you will no longer be restricted by the post office hours, meaning you can look for mail, forward it, or do whatever you want with it day and night, with the freedom to send internationally too. And one of your best options could be a virtual business address in terms of this is it really like a virtual business address is a virtual mailbox service that provides you with several useful benefits. So you have a physical street address and presence in the state you want to do business in. Even if you are located anywhere, you have a virtual business address service will scan your mail and send you digital copies of correspondence that you can review. You can use an online portal to log in and see your correspondence wherever you are, which is great for travelers. And some services will dispose of your junk mail and will not scan it, which can save you time when you are receiving and reviewing correspondence. And some providers offer a complete virtual mailbox service across many states, and the service includes complete digital mail scanning of all correspondence uploaded to your secure account within one business day. You have worldwide access through your web browser, meaning you can read mail from anywhere on your web browser. You have security and encryption of your correspondence, meaning it's only available to you via logging into your secure mailbox portal. Email notification every time the service scans and uploads a piece of mail, so you never miss time-sensitive information. We're showing you right now, actually, there are two examples based on our research. We have seen two examples of companies that provide this kind of service. So we have Anytime Mailbox. So we're showing this to you right now on the screen. And also Post Scan Mail. So those two are great services. We actually are preparing a show on the top 10 or the top 5 virtual mailbox providers. And we'll very soon post that show also. The third option is to get a P.O. box from the United States Postal Service. Again, as I said earlier, you can, if you live in another country, you just need to contact the Postal Service in your country, and they probably also offer the same service. And so you might be able to use a P.O. box for mail with two important exceptions. When you first form your business, many states will not allow you to use a P.O. box. This is kind of important because they want you to have a physical address. So this is what I was telling you earlier. You can have a registered agent use their address to sort of comply with the state regulations. And under no circumstances will states allow you to use a P.O. box for your registered agent address. Okay, so your registered agent address should be a physical address, as I've said before. And you will also need to visit your P.O. box to pick up mail or have it forwarded to another address. It will often be more convenient for you to choose another option rather than maintaining several addresses for different types of correspondence. So it's really up to you in terms of what kind of strategies you want to implement. And one thing I want to say, I also want to say here is that a post office box, a P.O. box, is basically a locker for your mails at the post office. And it includes a P.O. box street address or an authentic street address that you can hand out to others. Once you reserve a P.O. box, it becomes assigned to you or your organization. And you can customize your P.O. box by picking out the size of its dimension, and you can grab your mails at your comfort. And so this is very important to think about. One thing I also want to talk about here is that with the P.O. box from the USPS, you also have the guarantee that your mails will be forwarded to you. But it is important to understand that the USPS has a limited variety of services. And if you have an online business and you're trying to grow, you're trying to expand, maybe a P.O. box from the USPS is not the right option for you. You might want to consider renting at the UPS store or getting a virtual mailbox service. The fourth option that I want you to consider if you are thinking about getting a business address without a physical address, if you're trying to get a business, if you're trying to get a business address within an office, rather, is to rent a co-working space. How do you do that? What is the strategy here? Now, co-working spaces are cool because these are locations where companies share working spaces to save on rent. And the cool thing here is that there are tons of sites on the web for co-working areas. And a quick Google search will be able to help you find one in a win. It really depends on your location. It depends on the kind of business you're running. It depends on your needs, your business needs. And usually companies that share spaces end up also having the same mailing address. So you have to be wary of this. But most of the companies can either customize your address or just give you a complete one. Like you can be in the same building, but they will actually forward your email, your mail rather, to another address. And we have actually covered this this topic on another show where we were actually comparing and contrasting Regis versus other players in the industry, like WeWork, Airbnb for work. So those are co-working spaces at the national level. Though you also have local players, so it's all about finding what really works for you. Okay, so folks, this is it for today. So what's the takeaway? What's the conclusion here? There are various ways to help your business look more professional by having a physical address or a virtual one. It really depends on your business needs, expenses, and all other things that concern your business. It's all about you. So, and for online businesses, they will be able to work from home. Getting a virtual mailbox is the perfect solution for entrepreneurs and small business owners like you. And you're trying to build and maintain credibility here. You want to gain the trust of customers. Having a physical address doesn't need to be hard or time consuming. And by having a virtual mailbox, it could also be cost efficient, especially for online businesses. And we all know how the internet is very dominant in our lives nowadays. So you can even share your address with your employees, so your business can run as smoothly as you want. Again, it doesn't matter if you're working remotely or you're working from home or you just want to have an address. And if you're trying to project credibility and you're trying to project prestige, for example, in some industries, we all know the importance of a specific address as a business address. Some zip codes are more important, some zip codes convey more prestige, if you will, than other zip codes. That's just the way things are. And so you might want to think about getting a virtual address, a virtual mailbox on a street that carries some kind of credibility. All right. And this is something you have to think about, and you have to make sure it aligns with your business. All right, folks. This is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about how to get a business address without an office, and I explained to you what a physical mailing address is, who needs a mailing address, why might you need a physical business address, and how you do get a business physical mailing address. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.